Okay, today's tutorial is how to make this beautiful little Santa treat box. It's a triangle box, and thank you to the people on Split Coast who gave me the inspiration to make this and pass this on to people that I know. So first what we're going to do is we are going to cut a piece of real red paper. It's going to measure 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 by 11, or excuse me, let me back up, 4 1/4 by 11 inches, so just cut a piece of 8 1/2 by 11 paper straight down vertically and you'll get 2 boxes per piece of paper. Then what I've done is I have scored an indentation in the middle, so at 2 1/8 on each end here, and then from that point up to the middle I just drew a line. So you will end up with a box that has some triangles on it, or it'll form a diamond pattern when you fold it. So what you're going to do first is you're going to fold it in half, score that, then you're going to fold in each of the sides along the triangle. And you don't want to fold it too much because you want this box to maintain its shape, and the more you fold it, the floppier it's going to get. Okay, so now you have your box, and you can see that I do like what I call the crocodile mouth, or alligator mouth, and so make sure that one side is encased completely in the other. My preference is to have whichever side I'm going to have be the front, be the one that's on top, so that the flaps are facing towards the back. So I have got my crocodile mouth, and you can see I can kind of pooch it in a little bit here. I'm going to take my crocodile, and using the 1/8 setting, I'm going to ever so lightly push in the center here and punch out a hole right in the middle of the two. Now you don't want it to be too high up at the top because then your ribbon might rip it, but you also don't want it to be too far down because then it might pooch funny when you thread your ribbon through it. So I've got one side down, I need to do the other side. And the nice thing about the crocodile is you can set the measuring point here, and it will measure the same distance for every time you punch out a hole. And this is adjustable, so you can get the same distance in between for each punch. Okay, so I've got my crocodile mouth. Now I'm going to assemble the front. And first things first is I had put a strip of the double-sided sticky tape on the front. I did this just to quicken up the video instead of having to put it on while I'm talking to you. I'm going to peel that off, and I've cut a length of 1/4 inch basic black grosgrain ribbon, and I've threaded a piece of the Hodgepodge Hardware embellishment kit, it's the little flower slider, through it for the buckle. And I am going to attach the ribbon to the front of my box. Now the nice thing about this is that the double-sided sticky tape is just the same width as the ribbon, and as you try to get it straight, as you can see me doing, it pulls up easily without fraying the ribbon. But then once you've got it down exactly where you want it to be, then just pat it down and you are done. Okay, then cut off the excess using your scissors. Be careful not to cut the paper. Okay, so now I've got my belt on there. Now I need to make my Santa face. And the way I do this is you take some white paper, you punch out a circle with your scallop circle punch using your Whisper white paper. There's his beard. Okay, and then you use the 5-point flower petal punch. Okay, then you use the word window punch. For the tip of his hat, you're going to use the trio flowers punch, and you're only going to use the one, so you can just angle your paper so you don't waste extra paper. Okay, there's that one. Okay. Now for his face, you're going to use Blush Blossom and the 1 1/4 inch circle punch. For his nose, you're going to use Blush Blossom and the 1/2-inch circle punch. For his eyes, you're going to use a 1/4-inch circle punch. And just shake that out. Okay? And then you're going to assemble. So the first thing I do is I take my white gel pen and I make his eyes. So I just draw 2 dots, one slightly bigger and one small. Okay, whoop. Okay, and those are going to dry. While that's drying, I'm going to give him some cheeks. So I'm going to use my Regal Rose ink pad and a little sponge dauber and lightly sponge on both sides of the punched blush blossom. Excuse me. Okay. Then I'm going to take my glue. Oh, one more step before I start gluing. I'm going to cut his beard a little bit. So I take my 5-inch or my 5-petal point and I just lightly angle it up until I have 2 cut out. Okay, like that. Throw the rest away. Okay, now I'm going to start assembling. I glue the face onto the beard. Let me do that. Let me give it a little bit more evenness. Okay, then I glue the mustache on. I'm going to make sure to leave a little bit of a gap underneath it on the face so that's his chin. Okay, and then I glue the eyeballs on right next to the mustache and overlapping the cheeks that I've sponged on. I recommend making the eyes go both in the same direction or else he's going to look a little funny. Okay, and then you you glue on the nose. And it'll kind of go over his eyes a little bit. Okay, and then you glue on his hat.
Are you making a Stampin' Up show?
Yes, I am, Gwen. That's my daughter. Please be quiet, okay? So I can finish this. Okay, so now I've got my Santa. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that his hat kind of goes off a little bit of the edges of the triangle. And that's where I will glue him down.
And then you let him dry.
Gwen. Gwen, I've got my, hold on Gwen, let me finish my video please. That's my daughter. She loves to help me stamp. Okay, and now I need to put on the little top of his hat. So I put a little glue there and I take the flower of from my trio flowers that I've punched out and make sure that that lines up like that. So now I have my Santa. I'm going to cut one last piece of basic black ribbon and thread it through. You can fill it with treats or gift cards or whatever you might want. Oh, now my cat shark's in here too. So this is a great little treat box for you to share with all of your friends and family. Good luck and enjoy the holidays.